Anyway, cleric subclasses. Alright. Specializations guarantee special abilities certain cleric levels. Each cleric subclass is named after a domain or existence that is favored by God, pantheon, religious order. When you choose a spell subclass, you decide why your cleric chose that domain. Life domain, light domain, trickery domain, and war domain. So what were we looking at? So they changed the levels, right? Or they didn't really change the levels. They got rid of 1 and 2. But we used to get a divine domain feature at 8, which isn't here anymore. So we'll see. Domain spells. Once again, include first level spells. And prayer of healing has been replaced by 8. Oh, sorry, I'm reading life domain already, sorry. So the life domain focuses on vibrant positive energy, one of the fundamental forces of the multiverse, saying old life. Clerics who tap into this domain are masters of healing, using that force of life to cure many hurts. Existence itself relies on the positive energy associated with this domain, so a cleric of any religious tradition may choose it. This domain is associated with agricultural deities, sun gods, gods of healing or endurance, and gods of home and community. Religious orders of healing also seek the powers of this domain. Changes since its last playtest version, because I think life was the one that we got in... I'm pretty sure life is the one that we got in the previous Unearthed Arcana. Alright, domain spells, so once again include first level spells. So we are getting first level spells now. Cool. Prayer of Healing has been replaced by Aid. Isn't that what it was originally? I feel like it is. Didn't oh no, it wasn't. Oh, never mind. They didn't get 8. Never mind. Disciple of Life is now clear that it is extra hit points are based on the spell slot expended. Sure. So that's just clarification. Preserve Life has been redesigned to give more flexibility in how you protect yourself and others. Healing spells are almost all abjuration spells. I think I noticed that. So the revised feature applies to almost all defensive and healing spells on the divine list. I think I mentioned that during the druid part. Like, they had mentioned that you had to cast an abjuration spell for something, and then I noticed that all abjuration spells ended up being... Right, you were able to cast abjuration spells while in your wild shape, instead of being able to give up a spell slot to heal yourself. However, because all of the healing spells had become abjuration spells, that pretty much just meant you could cast all of your healing spells instead of giving up a spell slot and healing. That was the change. Blessed Healer is now clear that its extra hit points are based on the spell slot expended. Has been replaced by Blessed Strikes in the base class. And Supreme Healing now applies to Channel Divinity as well as to spells. Okay. Okay, so we're getting 4 spells at 3rd level. So you always have these spells prepared, is pretty much the idea, right? So Bless, Cure Wounds, Lesser Restoration, Spiritual Weapon is now Aid. Beacon of Hope and Revivify used to be it, now it's Mass Healing Word and Revivify. Aura of Life and Death Ward from Death Ward and Guardian of Faith. And Greater Restoration, Mass Cure Wounds from Mass Cure Wounds and Raise Dead. Which... Greater Restoration is like a big one, I think. Although Raise Dead's pretty good too. Then again, these days you just Divine Intervention at apparently a level 10. You don't even need the fucking diamond for it. Oh god. Anyway. Your healing spells are empowered by life itself. When a spell you cast with a spell slot restores hit points to a creature, creature regains additional hit points on the turn you cast the spell. Additional hit points equals 2 plus the spell slot's level. Yeah. Which is... Although technically in the original it said the spell's level, and now it says the spell slot's level. I think that's an important distinction. Because technically in the original version, a second level Cure Wounds would have healed you for an additional 3, 2 plus 1, because Cure Wounds is a first level spell. Yeah, whereas, and apparently in the previous UA, they also did that. So now it actually says that it's slot, which is a good change. Preserve Life, a part of casting a prepared abjuration spell from the Divine Spell list. You can expend uses of Channel Divinity. Create a spell slot to use the casting. You must expend a number of Channel Divinity uses equal to the spell's level. For example, you can expend 1 use of a Channel Divinity to create a first level spell slot for a casting of Shield of Faith if you have that spell prepared. Okay. It used to be you can heal people equal to 5 times your cleric level as long as they're within 30 feet of you. I'm just saying. I don't want to be a dick. But yeah. Yeah. I just want to mention that. But pretty much the way that I'm seeing this, they're combining your level. Technically, originally in the previous. So technically in the previous. The original, I should say, the original cleric subclasses, what you would get is you would get a small boon, like proficiency in heavy armor or whatever. You would always get domain spells, which still happens. For example, you would always get like a proficiency like heavy armor or something. Like, for example... Huh. Not entirely true, but okay. Like, Forge Domain got heavy armor, War Domain got heavy armor, and martial weapons. So that gets replaced by the original, by the orders. Then your additional first level ability and your Channel Divinity ability from level 2, those get combined into level 3. Because Cleric used to not get anything at level 3. Which, to be fair, I like for example, Forge Domain, you can kind of like get rid of the bonus proficiencies and then just take Blessing of the Forge. But like Grave Domain gets Circle of Morality and Eyes of the Grave, which are like 2 abilities that like are kind of like heavy on like really actual abilities. You know, so are you getting both of those? Are you getting a mismatch of those? Are you putting one of those at some point? Are you going to put one of those into the Divine Domain at some point? Like, this does not work with the Tasha's and Xanathar's subclasses. Although it is true that we've gotten College of Glamour as a base class, a subclass. Sorry, in this book or in this One D&D outing. So then my question kind of becomes like, are we planning on putting all of those into the revision so that all of them have a working version? Because otherwise a lot of campaigns are not going to be able to port over to the new One D&D because they're not going to be able to make the new characters. Or are you saying like, oh, if your subclass is not in the new One D&D, just keep playing it like you're playing it right now? But like, I don't know. This feels very weird. Anyway, I think other than that, this stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is just gonna stay the same, right? Like, beginning at 6th level, Blessed Healer. Healing spells you cast on others heal you as well. Immediately after you cast a spell with a spell slot that restores hit points to one creature, you regain hit points equal to 2 plus the spell slot's level. Yeah, right? Like, same thing. Yeah, sure. And then 17th, Supreme Healing. When you would normally roll 1 or more dice to restore hit points with a spell or Channel Divinity, don't roll those dice for the healing. Instead, use the highest number possible. Instead of restoring 2d6, restore 12. Yeah, so they pretty much just, yeah, like, nothing really changes. But as I said, the thing that we have to look out for is how are they going to make this change. I'm starting to get the feeling that they do want to move subclasses to 3. Although, did Warlock and Wizard have their, like, if we go back to the Playtest 5, which I really just want to remove from my fucking memory, did Wizard and or like what level did like Sorcerer and shit get their subclass at? Sorcerer got it at 3. Because like you're not gonna choose your patron at 3. Yes, you are apparently. You get your Pact Boon at 1. You do actually get your Warlock subclass at 3. And then Wizard, I would assume, as well, right? So you just get you always got your subclass at 3. Like, which I still find such a weird concept that they're still going. I mean, it's not a weird concept, really, if you think about it, but, like, I don't know. They're, like, reverting the levels, but they're moving it to level 3. So I'm assuming Druid is... Like, which classes are we still having? Monk already had it. Like Druid is going to probably then move it to 3. Paladin was already at 3. Monk was already at 3. Ranger was already at 3. Rogue was already at 3. So Druid's really the only one that this can still affect in this thingy. And if Druid also moves it to 3, then we know that they're just pretty much trying to put the subclasses at 3, which again feels like an anti-dipping maneuver, if I'm being perfectly honest. Because I get that you could, like, take 1 level in Warlock and... Although 1 level in Warlock's not even that great. Like, nobody takes a 1 level dip, right? Hexblade, right. No, Hexblade. Hexblade is a 1 level dip. Hexblade is a possible 1 level dip, although I'd still think you'd pick a 2nd level for Eldritch Invocations, I think. And I used to take a 1 level fighter dip for the heavy armor. 1 level cleric dip as well. Actually, yeah, this is just to nerf the 1 level cleric dip, right? Yeah, that's just what this is. And then, actually, that's not even true. This is not against the 1 level cleric dip because the 1 level cleric dip right now gives you your domain, so... Yeah, okay.